yummy.
Hi, I'm Bear, and this is Babu.
And today we are making you a delicious drunken potato custard.
Oh yeah, and it is going to be so good. Don't worry about any of the ingredients, tricks, or tips. They're going to be listed below.
And if you like what you see, don't forget to click on that subscribe button right below.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Let's get to it. So for the sauce, we're going to put in about 2 cups of heavy cream. We'll get that in our pot.
And it's been sitting out at room temperature, and we have 4 delicious cheeses that are going in.
We do. And you can pick any cheeses you want. We just happen to have these 4, so we're going with it. If we had another 4, they'd be here.
Going with those.
That's the beauty of cooking. When you know how to cook, you just make it the way you want. So we have this cream getting warmer, and then we'll start adding in some of the cheeses. This one, freshly grated. Oh, it smells yummy. This is a mild cheddar. We didn't go with the sharp cheddar, we went with a mild. So I'm just going to add that in.
We have the Swiss cheese here, so that's going to kind of give the sharpness.
It is.
I think more to the dish.
Absolutely. Now we're just going to gauge this to see how hot it is by how it melts. All right, so now the cheddar is melted really nicely. Let's add, this is a Monterey Jack. Let's add that into the mix. So now we have 2 of our cheeses. Thank you, Vanna.
You're welcome.
Oh, now we're getting this good. Let's add some of the Parmesan cheese into the mix. Okay, and then we're going to add some of the Swiss cheese into the mix. So this is the 4 cheeses we chose. We're going to melt this up right now, get into a real smooth consistency. And now we're going to add roasted garlic. Ooh. This is the sweet garlic because it's been roasted.
It smells so good. Add to your taste. We're probably going to add about 2 teaspoons in here.
Yep, roasted garlic is not as bitter
and potent.
It's a lot sweeter, so we're using it for that. And we'll blend that up in here as well. Also, let's add a little bit of nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
A little nutmeg. Let's just do fresh grind. Let's do probably 10 or so turns. And that would be a lovely hidden ingredient within this.
I think I did a few more than 10.
That's okay. And because we want to kick this up a notch,
I always like to kick it up a notch.
Let's go with a little bourbon. The bourbon always just gives it a kick. And about an ounce or so, give or take. You can just throw in kind of as much as you want.
Pour to your own delight. If you want more, you might want to go with little bit of less cream, so the liquids kind of balance each other out.
Yep. And right now we're going to let this simmer itself down and burn out that alcohol, and then we'll extract all of that flavor. All right, so as our sauce is now simmering, we are going to start peeling our potatoes. And we have a bowl of cold water that we're going to soak these in as we are peeling because we don't want them to discolor at this point, and the water will prevent that from happening. All right, so now we're going to take them and we're going to dry them off so we can get them on the mandolin. Now the mandolin is one of these wonderful tools, but very, very dangerous, and it comes with a guard. I recommend you using the guard, and it has a dial on it where you can adjust the depth of where you want your potato to be. Now we want it to be almost translucent, very, very thin. So let me just run the first one and get the guard and see where we are. And I'll do 2. And let's take a look. And I think that is actually just about, but I'm going to go a little bit less. Just a slight bit less. Let's see where we are on this. See, that one I think is a little bit better. So this is kind of translucent. I can see a little bit of light right through it.
We could do like puppet shadow.
We could do like a little puppet show with it. So now I'm going to use the mandolin and we're going to slice these up and then put them back in the water because we don't want to discolor them. The mandolin makes this job very, very user-friendly.
I like because the potatoes cook so evenly when we use the mandolin because we're able to cut it at such a perfect width.
Could you imagine doing this with a knife?
No.
This would not be a user-friendly job.
Okay, we have the sauce is ready to go in. We're going to make the custard now. We have the egg yolks ready to go in the bowl.
The egg yolks are room temperature, and we're going to whisk them And then we're going to start adding in our sauce that we've already made. And we do it slowly because we're tempering the eggs. We don't want to create scrambled eggs, and this is quite hot. So we just add a little bit to the bowl, and then we immediately whisk that in. And that's going to get the eggs up to temperature. All right, let me get all of that in. You keep stirring that. That looks fantastic. It is now time to start layering our potatoes and our custard. The first step, though, what we did is we took this pan and we buttered it. We actually took butter and rubbed it everywhere because it's much easier to clean up. And the second thing we're doing is we're doing a double baking pan system. This is a quarter baking pan. This is a half baking pan. In here we have a piece of parchment paper so that it's less mess when it overflows. So we're going to take a little bit of this milk and we're going to line the bottom with just a little bit, and that's going to create a little additional moisture for the first layer of potatoes as it's cooking, and then everything's on top of it. So let's just get that around, and we can start layering the first layer of wonderful potatoes. We want them to be kind of touching each other, and we want to like scallop them across. So now as we get down to the last one, we made sure we have a nice sealed area. We're going to take this custard sauce, and now we're going to just start layering it right on top, and we're going to cover all of these potatoes. And once we're done, we're going to go with another layer. So it's probably going to take a little bit more. Quite a bit of yum going on here. And voila. Okay, so now we can go with our second layer of potatoes. All right, so now the second layer is done. I'm going to add another layer of our custard sauce. We're going to fill this beautiful. And now for the third layer, what we're going to do is we're going to use sweet potato. Something a little different. You don't have to do this, of course. This is just something we're going to do. It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
Here, I got a nice
This one's going to go there, and yours right there. Oh, we did good.
Beautiful.
So let's put another layer of this beautiful cream sauce on top. Now we're going to just pat all of it down. This is an important step as well. We want to make sure everything is down in as much condensed layer as possible. Let's add a little more cheese to it.
Ooh.
So we're going to add some lovely cheese to it. Let us get to it. And now we're going to put another layer of wonderful cheese on top.
The Parmesan cheese is going to get nice and toasty, crunchy.
Yeah, and it has actually a lot of salt on it. So we didn't salt the dish very much at all, knowing all of these cheeses are going to add an abundance of salt. And then we can add salt to taste. I think that looks pretty darn good. Now, what we're going to want to do is try to get some of this cheese off of the parchment and put it right back in that pan.
But it is pretty good when you just let it cook on there.
It's gonna
Because
be
it makes
some
little
delicious
crispy
cheese.
parchment. All right, we've got everything covered and we're ready to pop it in our preheated oven.
And then we'll check on it in a little bit. See you soon.
It has now been about 3 hours. Our potatoes have been setting in the refrigerator.
Yep, we had them covered with some aluminum foil. I greased the top of the aluminum so it wouldn't stick, because at the time it was hot cheese, so it's sticking in. When you pull it off, it won't look as pretty as this. All right?
Now we are going to cut it down into designs of whatever we like.
Yeah.
And we're going to rewarm it in the oven.
So I have here, this is just kind of fun. It's a cookie cutter, right? So we're going to make a cookie cutter slice, a pizza slicer. So if you would like, make maybe a triangle cut. We're going to do triangles. So this is a good depth for a pizza cutter. So it should cut real simple. And you can use a spatula. We have this little like cheese spread spoon. It works probably just as well. And we'll get that out. Now before when we just took this out, we were cutting with a knife around the edges. And we recommend you do that, keep it looking as beautiful as that. Now let's try a cookie cut. Let's do a circle. This one might be a little easier or hard to come out. Look at that. And then just push it right down. All right, let me get these in the oven now.
We have the oven preheated at 275, and we're going to leave it in there for maybe 15 minutes, check in on it, and as soon as it's warm and steamy to our temperature likes, then we're going to take it out.
And we'll see you by the fire. Welcome to By the Fire, where we're going to now review our
Drunken Potato Custard.
Oh yes, and it is going to be good. We're going to get right into it. It just came out of the oven. And here is your weapon.
Why, thank you.
You're very welcome. And my weapon. We garnished it with some rosemary, but obviously it's not necessary. And let me just take a little scoop. Look at that. Beautiful. I like the consistency of this.
Yeah, it still has a little bit of firmness to the potatoes.
It did. And because we put it in the refrigerator, it's held beautifully now. Think.
This is so delicious. I'm all about texture. And the textures of the firmness of potato
Yeah.
with the layering of that custardy creaminess and that splash of extra flavoring that made it the drunken. And I love that you can make it ahead, especially for company, and just have it in the refrigerator and pop it out and warm it up real quick in the oven, so a lot of your work's already done. With a nice big salad and the grill on the steak, it's simple. You can have more time to visit with your friends and family. All right, we're done here. We're gonna keep eating. You guys have a good evening.
Why are we still talking? Come on, we got to get to this. See ya. Okay, so we're gonna start.
There's no okay. You always do that. Okay or so. We're gonna start.
Let's put in. That's what I was saying.
Let's put in our room
For
temperature.
the
heavy
sauce.
cream.
For the sauce. That's what we're gonna say. Ready? Mm-hmm. We gotta lower this now. This is probably gonna be. And that's not right. We're not filming this part, so don't waste our talking.
Don't waste the talking.
No, because if you're gonna say anything
I don't have to
worthwhile.
talk to you.
Well, you could talk to me, but if you say something.
I nuzzle your neck.
Yeah, we'll get. It's not straight.
Oh, you're so quick. Kind of like with the whisk.
Yeah. That one I can't get yet. Together and combine everything the way it needs to be.
You're like a yenta yapping.
Well, because we suck. All right, I'm stirring.
Now you're making me gawk. Are you into it now?
I am so into this.
What is that? Oh, it's
Ow.
a chest hair. Okay.
Ready? That was kind of nice. Hold on. Because my leg was just like shifting.
And that's not all the shifting. God, you have so much energy.
I'm ready. Let's go. Okay. I have to have energy.
Are you ready now?
I've been so ready. I am ready because as soon as you come on, it's.
And then you're gonna be like, I wasn't ready. I was getting ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you ready? Let's go.
You ready now?
I'm. Thank you. See, you learned. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah. So we can have them for our review. What are we doing? How are we cooking these?
225. So you want a real low oven and.
It's 275. Oh, are you ready? Hey, I'm Bear, and this is Babu.
It's falling.